Hello, Aries Sun, Virgo Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading, but first we are going to do a little bit of astrology first. Now, with that Virgo Rising, which is a mutable earth element, very grounding, that means your chart ruler, it's ruled by Mercury, which means your chart is also ruled by Mercury. So, things impacting Mercury, like Mercury retrogrades, can impact all areas of your chart. So pay attention to that when things like that are going on. You may notice some technical difficulties, or maybe those are months where you really shouldn't be getting into any big contracts or things like that. You'd want to put those off, ideally, if you can, until after that. If it's something that's already in motion by the time you get to that point, that's not a problem. So, just a little tidbit there. And also with that Virgo rising, that means your sun is most likely in the eighth house, which is the house of death, of taxes, of other people's money, of the occult, of the deep mysteries, the taboo subjects, things people don't necessarily like to talk about. You may be very comfortable sharing that part of your life or talking to people about those things. You could be interested in things such as a death doula or estate planning. That may be where you just feel really good, like you're helping people. At the same time, you are tapped into that deep side of yourself. And you may just be really, really fascinated by that stuff, by anything that covers that house. Maybe you're a tax accountant. That could be. All right, let's get into your cards. Now, I'm going to label these 1 through 12 as I'm talking about them, but month 1 for you is going to be April of 2025. So keep that in mind as we go through the cards. So we have card 1, 2, and 3, card 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, and 9, and then card 10, 11, and 12. And I'm just going to turn on another light here. Thank you. And we're going to pull a card from the back of the deck for an extra theme of the year or some other message that's going to be important for the year ahead. You have the 3 of coins. Teamwork makes the dream work. As you're going through things, if you're encountering any problems, or maybe there's a specific project that you're working on with a couple of other people, you can rely on these people to help you out if you need it. If you need to step back in a certain way, they will step up. As long as you are communicating very clearly, with Mercury ruling your chart, communication should be very important to you, or just may be very important to you. Make sure you're clear, make sure everybody's on the same page. You guys mesh well together. You work well together. Your skills complement each other very, very well. So this is a solid team that you're working with here, whether that has to do with family or work or whatever it is. Maybe it's covering all areas over this next year. You can count on these people that you are calling your team, that you consider your team. So don't be afraid to lean on them when you need it. They're there for you. All right. Now let's get into the individual months. So again, starting off with month 1 here with the Wheel of Fortune. And again, month 1 is April 2025. Wheel of Fortune, this means change is occurring. You can, and in spite whether you want it to or not, this change is happening. If you're trying to hold back, you're not fond of this change, you don't want to be a part of it, you don't really have a choice. And the way that you choose to respond to this could impact other opportunities that may be there for you. So go into this with an open mind. And don't just say no, and don't just try to avoid it. Avoidance is not going to help you here. Learn more about it. Leverage that Virgo rising. Ask all of the questions. Be critical. And get all the information you need until you are satisfied and feeling okay with the change. Even as you're going through it, as long as you are participating in the change in some way, it will go much smoother for you. You'll feel more in control, or like you are part of it and not like you're being forced to do something. So embrace this if you can. And then following that, we have the Justice card. You have three major arcana right in a row here in the first quarter for you. This is a significant time period for you. So you may be going through a lot emotionally or mentally or something like that as we're going through this part, but you will come out on top. So keep that in mind. Month 2, Justice card. This is a card, it could indicate karma, it could indicate wrongs being righted, it could indicate things coming back into equilibrium when it comes to a specific matter. If this is related to this change, I don't feel like it is. I think it's like it has to do with something before that. Something that maybe you've put off for a while, but this is the month to handle your business, to make sure things get done. So you can clear some things off of the table. So if there is something where you're trying to find a compromise with somebody, or you're trying to at least get closure on something because it's been hanging over your head for a while, this is the month that you can do that. Take action. You need to do something to help yourself through this, or to make it happen. I don't know if that means you just need to sign the papers, or if you need to be the one to start court proceedings, and then you may find it gets resolved really quickly. Or you need to get filing the taxes, whatever it is here. You need to be an active participant in some way, is what I'm feeling. Otherwise, it's going to hang over you like a shadow. Like we have the shadow behind her. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. But there's a shadow of a horse and a knight on the, that could even be the death behind it. Transformation comes through, not consolation. It's going to be a transformative experience, but you have to do your part in order to make it happen, in order to help it happen, in order to smooth the way for you and make it easier on yourself. And then you can like clear the table so you can feel like you're starting fresh and not being stuck or trapped in or still having loose ends over there. You want to get everything wrapped up. And maybe that's because you're going into the blasted tower here in month 3. This is a sudden, unexpected change. There's a chance, a very slim one, that you could see, or you might know what area of your life this is going to impact. It's going to be an area that just hasn't really had any growth, that doesn't really work for you, that is keeping you stuck somewhere or in some way. The universe is going to remove it from your life. It is going to clear the path for you so you can charge forward. But that can be startling. It can be groundbreaking. It can be very vexing and aggravating, and having to deal with the fallout of it, or what you think is the fallout of it, can get you to a state of almost, anxiety and panic, potentially. But that's not the intent of this. If you're trying to hold on to whatever this is that gets removed, whether it has to do with a job or a relationship or finances, if you keep trying to grasp hold of it and fix everything and try to put band-aids on it and try to keep it together, it's not going to work. It's just going to keep crumbling. And you're going to have to patch it up again, and then it's crumbling again. And then it's telling you it's time to let this go. It's time to focus on something else, because this just is not working for you. If you do want to rebuild this, you have to start over from scratch. Everybody splits up. Everybody takes a time out. Everybody goes back to their corner until we find a compromise, until we're all able to come to the middle, come to a compromise, talk to each other about what's been going on, and really listen to each other. Only then, when you both have a complete understanding, can you start trying to rebuild this. And you need to start over. You need to build a whole new foundation, and then you need to build it up brick by brick after that into something that can last. Because whatever you have right now, with whatever the situation is for you, is not something that is long lasting. It's something you keep having to try to patch up or fix. and it's time, it's enough. You're done. It's over. Stop putting yourself through that. Let yourself be free of that. Give yourself that grace. Okay, and then in month 4, we have the 5 of Coins. Fives in general can indicate a challenge or a test to see if you're really ready to move on from something. And I think this card is probably actually referring back to this 3 of Coins, because the 5 of Coins is a sense of being excluded or a feeling of lack, thinking that you're being left out in some way, deliberately left out. The reality is you need to help yourself here. You need to ask for the help. You need to tell someone, again, back on that communication theme, what's going on so they can help you. Alternatively, once you ask for that help, you need to be willing to accept the help that they can give. Let me repeat that. You need to be willing to accept the help. Be open to whatever way it might come. But you're the one who has to get up, open the door, and shed light on what is going on. Because if the rest of your team has no idea what you're going through or what you need, they can't help you, and then this is going to start to crumble. But this is your anchor card for the year. You have a very strong team. Trust and ask them for help. Let them know you need the help, and they will gladly step up. But it's on you to open that door. And then we have the Page of Coins here in month 5. This is new ground for you. You're not used to asking for help. You're used to, I'll just get it done. I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. I'll ask a stranger rather than ask your friends or your colleagues for help. This is new ground. But you're trying. You're making the effort. It's not familiar to you. You're not used to doing this. You will make mistakes, but you're going to figure it out. And you have support around you to do this. So yeah, work through it. It will get easier with time, and your life will be that much more enriched feeling. And then in month 6, we have the Lovers, another major arcana card. This one is about your connections, your relationships. It could be contracts. It feels more like personal relationships, though, more than anything. And this is an indication that you need to have the hard talks, the intimate talks, the uncomfortable talks. But you're in a better place to do that now than you were a couple months ago. But you've opened up a little bit. You've embraced some change that's going on and learned how to make it part of you, make it part of your plan. You've had the path cleared, maybe opening you up to something new when it comes to your relationships. The Lovers, you have to have the talk. And you have to be willing to listen. Well, you don't have to be willing. You need to listen to the other side. You need to discuss what your needs are on both sides in a relationship or with this specific connection. What are the expectations? What are the goals? What is the long-term plan? Are you on the same page or not? Because it's going to come down to a decision here in this month, if you continue with this connection or not. And you want to have as much information as you can before you just abruptly decide, well, no, this just isn't going to work. Or yes, we must stay together. We've been together so long. Why would we stop now? Maybe because you've grown apart. Have the conversation before you make a decision. And don't assume you know what the other person wants. You need to listen, because people change over time. So be open. And then we come down here to month 7 with the Ace of Swords. This is truly a Mercury card. Swords are an air element. It is about communication and information, etc. Beliefs and ideas. You are feeling inspired. You are anticipating or looking forward to trying something new. You have some new ideas in your head, maybe coming out of the conversations you had with this person in month 6 of ways to work together more or in a different way. Or maybe you deciding to take things to the next level in the relationship, someplace you have never been. So this is new to you and you have ideas for how you might want to do it, how you might want to make it work. Your Virgo mind is going in circles, coming up with all the lists that they think you might need. So you're feeling inspired, you're feeling excited, and you're diving into it. You're looking forward to it. Definitely have enthusiasm in there and just a sense of joy is what I'm getting from here. Letting the curiosity flow and just writing it all down. And you'll figure it out when you get to the end of the month. But you're going to enjoy this. So do so. And then in month 8, we have the Knight of Wands. So this feels like somebody else related maybe in your life. I'll give it for if it is you too, but this feels like somebody around you during this month where you're going to be having some heavy interactions with or interacting a lot with them. A Knight of Wands, they're all about living life and figuring out as they go. They maybe have graduated from high school or they got the degree. They know theoretically what they want to do, but they don't have any experience. So this is about going out there and figuring it out. How does it actually work out there in the real world? They're going to go until they make a mistake and bump into a wall, and then they're going to try and punch through it and get to the next thing, and then get to the next step, and then get to the next step. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion, fearless kind of energy. They're going for it. So you're working with them in some way this month. Maybe you're helping guide them through this because you were similar to this at their age. Alternatively, this is you. You're going for it. You're taking the chance. You are going to chase that dream. So this is a yes card if that's what you want to do. It is a go for it. Put the work in. Make the effort. Go after what you want. Chase the dream. It may come much quicker than you anticipate, though, because this is one of the fastest moving knights in the deck. So it goes quick. And then we go to month 9 with the Judgment card, another major arcana card for you here this year. Judgment is indicating a leveling up, graduating. You have made it to a higher level. Congratulations. There is a sense here this month of it could be a promotion. It could literally be a graduation. Or it could be an internal sense of maturity. Knowing that you are not the same person you were last year at this time. You have evolved and you can sense that. You know that about yourself. And you're at a level now maybe where you're willing to look more into long-term commitments than you have in the past. You're feeling a sense of accomplishment, of having arrived, is the vibe. And there is a marked increase or sense of increase or confidence in yourself and what you're capable of in this month. It's empowering feeling or owning your power. Not just having your power, but owning it and recognizing it for what it is and what it allows you to do. And knowing that this is solely about you and what you're capable of. You got yourself to this point. You're the one who now knows when to ask for help. You got yourself to that point. You've grown. You're much wiser. And this is opening up new potential for you, new ideas, new thoughts about what it is you want out of the future. How far do you really want to go up the ladder if this has to do with work in some way? Maybe you don't want to go up the ladder. Maybe you're content where you're at. So how can you work with that? How can you make that work in your life? Or maybe you want a whole different career. Or maybe you want a side gig. Or maybe you want to take a relationship to another level. Or maybe you want to go back to school. Whatever it is, you're feeling empowered and confident about whatever decision you make here. And then in month 10, we have the 8 of Coins, definitely the master of their craft. This is somebody who knows what they're doing, is very confident about that. They have created their own system, their own method of doing things. Other people come to them for advice, or other people seek out their product. This could indicate a promotion. This could indicate stepping up at work in a way and making your job what you want it to be. Because you have the experience and skills to do that here, and you may even have an opportunity to create your position at the place that you work. This could also have to do with your home and modifying it in some way to meet your needs. Not the needs of people who you think might be guests coming over. What are your needs? You're the one living in it. Why are you holding spaces for other people that rarely ever come? You have a couch for that, right? You can make that space whatever you want. Creative space, your own personal office. What do you want to do with that? A meditation room? You're making this, you're perfecting your space for you. And other people around you will probably admire that and look up to you for that and ask you, well, how did you come up with that decision? And how did you do that? And why did you decide on this paint? Inspiring others, leading by doing. And then we run into another 5 in month 11, the 5 of Swords. This could indicate an argument or some type of communication or miscommunication, a conflict, essentially. The challenge with this card is the desire to win the argument at all costs. You want to collect all the swords. You're going to take them all. These are all mine. You can't have. Only my ideas can be in here. I'm going to wipe all your ideas off the table. What does that leave you with? All these ideas and nowhere to use them. No one to share them with. Because everybody else is just going to walk away. It's hollow. It's a very hollow victory. What you can do to avoid this is to avoid the desire to win an argument at all costs, and use your option to walk away, or to just agree to disagree, or to come to some sort of compromise between the two ideas or whatever it is you're working on here with this other person. But it's very, very important that everybody ends up on the same page, that there is a clear understanding. Again, this is going to be about communication and listening. Listening is as much a part of communication as talking. So be open to other possibilities and other ideas. Don't get fixed on something. Your Virgo part could come off as being very fixed and wanting to question everything, which just comes naturally to you. You may want to explain that as you're going through the process. Look, I know it seems like I'm being argumentative. I just need to walk through all of the possibilities, and then I can decide. But my mind is going to want to have all of these questions answered. That does not mean that I am not considering it. In fact, that's the opposite. It means that I am considering it. But you have to communicate that. You need to let people know you're not intentionally shutting them down. You just have honest questions, and you won't hold it against them if they don't have the answer at that time. You're not expecting that. You just want to learn more about it. So keep that line of communication open. Don't just shut it down. And then we end on a very good card here in month 12 with the Sun. Happiness, joy, vitality, feeling much more energetic, and just vibing with the world is what I want to use here. You're feeling really, really good about life. You're feeling much more energized. This is also when Aries season starts picking up again, right? That month, the season of Aries. This is, I don't know if your health just improves or something happens where you're feeling like you can do more, especially on a physical, from a physical perspective. You're just able to be more active and get more stuff done. So you may be outside doing things more than inside. clearing out the garden, even shoveling. You may actually find yourself enjoying that this month, getting out and breathing in that air, being out and seeing the sun whenever you can during that month, and soaking it all in anticipation of the year to come. This is probably where it's going to feel like it's a new year for you rather than the calendar new year. Yeah, that feels right. All right, that is what I have for you, Aries Sun, Virgo Rising. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.